I used to love camping deep in the mountains. No cell service, no road noise, just the sounds of firewood cracking and trees settling around you. That's why Becca and I hiked 8 miles off trail to a clearing I'd found years ago, a perfect hidden spot by a cold little creek, surrounded by trees so tall they blocked the stars. We didn't see another soul on the way in. That was the whole point. The first day was perfect. We set up the tent, filtered water, made dinner, and sat under the pines with a fire crackling between us. It was quiet in that comforting way, just bugs, branches creaking, the wind breathing through needles. By 11 p.m., we were in our sleeping bags, talking about nothing. Then we heard it. Another fire crackling, close. At first I thought I was imagining it, an echo maybe. But Becca sat up too. She whispered, "Did you start another fire?" I unzipped the tent, and there it was, maybe 20 feet away, a second campfire. Flames flickering, casting light across the clearing. But no people, no movement, no sounds, just fire, burning alone. I grabbed the flashlight, scanned the trees, circled the site, no footprints, no extra tent, no voices. Becca stood behind me, clutching her coat. Maybe they came in late, but we hadn't heard any footsteps, and the brush around our site was thick. You couldn't walk through it without snapping branches. We called out, "Hey, anyone out there?" Nothing. I wanted to put the fire out, but Becca said we should wait. What if someone really was camping nearby and just went off to use the bathroom? So we waited. 10 minutes, then 20. Still no one. Then we blinked, and the fire was out. No smoldering, no smoke, just gone. Like it had never been there. We slept in shifts that night, or tried to. Every time I started drifting off, I heard a new sound. Twigs snapping, or the wind carrying a whisper I couldn't make out. The next morning, we found something. A rock, about the size of a fist, placed right in the center of our fire pit. Perfectly round, clean, like someone set it there on purpose. Neither of us had put it there. We packed up early and moved half a mile downriver just to shake the feeling. That night, we made a smaller fire. No stories, no laughter, just the bare minimum. Around midnight, I went to pee near the tree line. When I came back, the rock was back, same size, same spot, dead center of the fire pit. But our fire hadn't gone out, which means someone had to place it while we were sitting there. We didn't sleep at all. We sat back to back in the tent, holding our knives and shining the flashlight out the mesh window every few minutes. Nothing. Until around 3:30 a.m., when Becca whispered, "Don't move." The flashlight was in her hand, aimed toward the edge of camp, and there, just at the edge of the light, was a shape. Low, crawling. Human, maybe, but not right. Its movement was wrong, too smooth. Like someone dragging a mannequin through the dirt. I called out, "We see you." It froze. Then slowly, too slowly, turned and slipped behind a tree. We grabbed our stuff, didn't even pack the tent. Just ran, hiked the whole 8 miles back to the car in silence, hearing things in the woods the whole time. A soft rustling that never got closer or farther away. When we got home, I went through my pack, and at the very bottom, buried beneath my clothes, was the rock. Same shape, same size, still warm. It was supposed to be our last big summer before everyone split up. College, jobs, real life. So 5 of us went out to the state forest for a weekend of camping, drinking, and dumb stories around the fire. We hiked out past the lake, set up camp near a clearing, and built the fire before sunset. It was perfect. Until we saw it. We were sitting around, trading stories, just the usual, urban legends, creepypasta, that kind of thing. That's when Tim stopped mid-sentence and said, "Wait, what is that?" He pointed across the clearing, maybe 30 feet away. At first, I didn't see anything. Then the fire shifted, and I saw it too. A shape between the trees. Tall, thin, pale. It wasn't moving. Just standing there, watching. We all went quiet. Jenna laughed nervously. Probably just a dead tree. But it wasn't a tree. It had arms. Not held out, not swinging. Just dangling, like it was too lazy to move. And its face, if you could call it that, was just smooth. No features, no mouth, no eyes. Just a blank shape with the hint of a head. We stood there for what felt like forever. Then the fire popped, and it was gone. We argued for a while. Some of us said it was a trick of the light. Others swore it was real. We decided not to go looking for it, just stay close to the fire. No one brought it up again. That night, I woke up to a voice. My name. Almost like wind through branches. Cameron. I sat up, heart pounding. The others were still asleep. Then I heard it again. Cameron. It was Jenna's voice, but Jenna was still in her sleeping bag, snoring quietly. I unzipped the tent. Outside, the fire was out. The woods were pitch black, but I saw movement just behind the trees. Not walking, gliding, same tall shape, same dangling arms, and that same voice.
Cameron, over here.
Only this time, it didn't sound like Jenna anymore. It sounded like something trying to sound like her, like a recording. Office echoing. I ducked back inside and shook Tim awake. He could tell I wasn't messing around. We got the fire going again and stayed up the rest of the night. In the morning, we all admitted we'd heard it too. Different voices, all familiar, all wrong. We left that day, didn't even eat breakfast. On the way back to the trailhead, Jenna stopped walking and pointed at something in the dirt. A tree, about 10 feet tall, but wrapped around its trunk, tight like a vine, was a strand of my hoodie's drawstring. It was tied into a knot, and hanging from the end of it was a strip of Polaroid film. Blank, except for one word, scratched into the bottom in shaky handwriting. Stay. We were 2 nights into a 4-day camping trip. Just me, my brother Josh, and our friend Marcus. Same spot we always go. National Forest, 15 miles from any town, no cell signal, no traffic. Total quiet. We'd camped there for years and never seen another person. Until that morning. We'd just finished breakfast, instant coffee, trail mix, the usual, when we heard footsteps. Not animal noise, not crunching leaves or twigs snapping randomly, boot steps, heavy and steady. Then someone called out from the trees.
Morning, fellas.
He stepped out of the woods like he belonged there. No gear, no backpack, just jeans, a flannel shirt, and an old canvas jacket with a patch that said Ranger. But no badge, no radio, no map, no water, and no reason to be out here on foot. He smiled, too wide.
You boys, Josh, Marcus, and Derek.
We froze. I looked at Josh. He looked at Marcus. We hadn't told him our names. We hadn't seen a single person in 2 days. Josh asked, "How do you know us?" The man just laughed.
Saw your permit back at the station.
There was no station out here. The nearest ranger office was closed for the season. We checked. He asked if he could sit. Said he just needed a break. I said we were heading out soon, sorry. His smile didn't change, but his eyes did. He said,
No rush. I'll wait.
Then he walked over and sat by our fire pit. Cross-legged, relaxed, like he'd been invited. We packed up fast, didn't even finish putting out the fire. Just grabbed our stuff and said we'd be heading to the trailhead. He waved, didn't follow, didn't speak, just sat there, watching. Half an hour into the hike, we started smelling smoke. Then we heard him, whistling. That same lazy tune he'd hummed while sitting at our camp, except now it was echoing from ahead of us. Marcus turned pale. We stopped, listened, silence. Then from behind us, the same whistle. We broke into a jog, no talking, just breathing hard, packs slamming into our backs. We didn't stop until we hit the car, parked in the dirt lot by the ranger gate. That's when we saw the note. Tucked under the windshield wiper, scrawled in thick, shaky marker on a napkin from our cooler. You left your fire burning. That's dangerous, Derek. I don't know what we met out there, but he was no ranger, and he still knew my name. I've been camping all my life. Mountains, deserts, rivers, you name it. But there's one trip I won't talk about unless someone really presses me. Because I don't think the woods wanted me there. It was fall of '79. I'd just broken up with someone. Needed space, you know? So I packed my gear, drove upstate, and parked at a ranger access road that led 10 miles into protected wilderness. No campsites, no trails, just me, a topo map, and my thoughts. I figured the quiet would help clear my head. It did the opposite. The first day was uneventful. Found a clearing by a rocky creek, set up my tent, ate cold chili from a can, watched the sky fade into velvet. No animals, no sounds beyond the wind. It felt paused, like the forest was holding its breath. That night I woke up to a low, rhythmic thumping. Not fast, slow, like someone knocking on the ground with the side of their fist. Thump, 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 I called out. Hello? The sound stopped. Nothing answered. In the morning, I found 3 small stones arranged in a triangle outside my tent door. Not stacked, arranged. I hadn't done it. I hadn't seen a single person on the trail, not even a deer print. I kicked them away and told myself it was coincidence. But when I returned from filtering water, they were back. Same shape, same placement. Only this time, my sleeping bag was unzipped. I hiked 2 miles out that day, fast, but something was off. The trees didn't look right. The ground felt soft, like it was breathing under the leaves. My compass spun once, then froze, and when I turned around, the path I'd just come from was gone. I sat down, tried to retrace the map. Every landmark was slightly wrong. That's when I heard the thumping again, but not from one direction, from every direction, surrounding me, getting closer. I didn't run, I didn't scream, I just stood up, closed my eyes and said, "I'm sorry, I'll leave." The thumping stopped, the trees went still, and the path reappeared. When I finally made it to the road, I looked back one last time, and I swear to you, there was a single rock in the middle of the trail, just one, perfectly round, like a period at the end of a sentence.